It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And this one features Trevor Lawrence. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Jags and the Rams. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Set to go is the kicker, Harrison Butker. And here we go from L.A. He fields it from the 8. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's out to the 38. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
And how do you really build on setting a new NFL record last week? I'm not sure you can. What we saw out of him might go down as his single greatest performance in an NFL uniform. What he can do?
This is caught inside the 15. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid.
And he gets in. Touchdown! The Jaguars take a 6-0 lead right away. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. So the Rams offense getting out there for their opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
The biggest mistake he could make here is letting his offense get suckered into trying and matching the pace while the opposition just set. Even if it's a quick score to begin the game, he's got to have the poise and the patience here to run the opening script they've planned for all week long. Play your game and not let the circumstances dictate and force your hand early.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second down now, 7 to go. Another run for Williams. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. They're on the tackle, the rookie out of Auburn. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. So on 4th down, outruns J.K. Scott to send it skyward. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. Secures this at the 17. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And his start to the season has been special, hasn't it? The way he's played, it's no surprise at all that he's leading the NFL in passing. Able to find Strange here. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one hits for 30. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Lawrence now off the play action. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And all he needed was one more stride. He's at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. 1st and goal here. Hall takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars pull out in front further, 13-zip. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars drive out to an early 14-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Rams headed back after their second drive now. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Kyron Williams, the touchdown. Butker with the extra point. And the Rams cut the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. Now Lawrence on the play fake. He lofts it deep left. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs. And he's now reached it with that last catch. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Hall. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! The Jaguars grow their early lead to 13. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars double their lead to 14. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot. But on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating. And, yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
1st down. Here's Tua. Escapes out to the left. He tucks it and takes off. And this one doesn't go far. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 47. That's complete, David Njoku. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Rams are going to have a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Give to Williams from the gun. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Brings up second and 16.
Another try following the sack. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a third down. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They'll need a big play to continue a nice drive. It's third and very long. Throw reeled in by Allen. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Jaguars are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is the type of play they need out of him into the later months. He's currently leading the league in passing touchdowns. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He's trying to go deep again. He's got it deep downfield. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal. Hall has the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars push their lead to 18. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, first and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
2 now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
A 5-yard loss brings up third down and 10.
44.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Jaguars take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. All right, defense did its job. Forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to make them one-dimensional, and when you do, go pay it off. And they did in the biggest of ways with that huge INT.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with first and 10. From the red zone now. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Lawrence trying again on second. He brings it in. And he pushes all the way to the goal line, but gonna be out at the 1. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Hall punches it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars grow their lead yet again. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Tua off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Okay. Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating.
Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
Goodness gracious, this quarterback is taking an absolute beating in this first half, and you better have some ice for him ready at halftime. I'll tell you this, Kate, it has been a brutal couple quarters, and if you don't start protecting the quarterback, this guy may not make it and even finish this game.
No one open, so he chucks this to another county. The Rams are set to punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lawrence throwing here. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. Brought in inside the 20. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Hall. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars ballooning the first half lead even further. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars continue piling on to this lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Reek Woolen with the INT. And the Jaguars take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
First down throw, Lawrence. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Jaguars driving. 4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Hall takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars continue adding on to that lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Looking for the back that time. So that brings up second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing again. Here's Tua. And the Jaguars are there. He's hauled down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back him up.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. They'll run here following the penalty. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. J.K. Scott on to punt. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Takes this in at the 25. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Jaguars returning their offense and this running back to the field. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. And among his touchdowns out of the backfield this season, this one is notable. On that last drive, he hit a benchmark that he's been pushing for. And he'll be across midfield and close to that 45 before going out. And that goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On first and 10, here's Lawrence. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. Well, Brock, even if they decide to start spreading the love as the game goes on, I think they've found out who one of their primary targets is going to be.
And by starting so strong, Kate, you know what's going to happen. He's going to benefit all of his fellow receivers. This defense is going to have to dictate coverage, take him away, and it's going to open up the rest of his crew.
Has it down close. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice game. And that gets him to double digits with his 10th reception of the game. They've kept him about as busy as they could all contest. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal.
Let's go.
Hall has the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars tack on 7 more to their lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Drive starts out with a first and 10. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Tagovailoa back to throw. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
On third down, here's Williams. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Tagovailoa off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Now the Rams are going to use their third and final timeout. Trying again following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down. So once again, J.K. Scott out to punt it away. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. And this one hits first at the 3 before continuing on into the end zone for a touchback. One last play before the break. A final throw before the break. That pass caught by Strange. So we're in halftime. No need for halftime. We'll just keep it right here and get started with the third quarter. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got to... First and 10 now from the 30. Up the gut they go with Williams. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with the sack.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. They get 7 on the run, but still 3rd and 13 to go. Tua setting up to throw. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And as this season progresses, he's been a steady producer for this offense, leading the league in receptions to this point. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Hey, line.
Lawrence now off the play action. That's completed right side. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 22. And that's a Jaguar first down. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. First and 10, it's Lawrence. That one's complete, right side. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that.
And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Jaguars push their lead further to start the half. Little able to connect on the point after. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
63, Rams 10. Cam Little.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Has him on the quick hitter. Jukes him, and now he's running free. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Williams now on first and 10. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the 46, it's caught. This is Gabe Davis. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. The drive picks up here, first and 10.
That's good for a Rams first down.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He's on the move. He'll try and run this.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Two and out from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
All right, set now. First and 10.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it second down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get two hands on it and take it the other way.
That one's incomplete over the middle. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be third and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on third. Forced out to his right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. On to try the field goal, Harrison Butker. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Up and good from Blankenship. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down.
their own 36-yard line.
The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. He lofts it deep, right sideline. This is caught. Looks like he stayed in bounds too. Great work. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Hall. Punches it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars are running them out of the building. Little tacks on the extra point. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
70, Rams 13.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And all game they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. 1st down. Here's Tua. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 18 at the 22-yard line.
Another try following the sack. Oh, put some heat on this deep. Oh no, they get him yet again. And the Jaguars get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. He's got it deep downfield. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy is picked, and he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars throwing 6 more on the blowout. On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And they'll continue adding to their lead.
77, Rams 13.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Rams are back on offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Caught by the open man. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now 2 at a throw. Got him in. It's Njoku. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
All right, come on.
Here's Tua again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
The visitors, and this running back headed back out for a new series. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Lawrence looking to throw. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. That one's caught at the 10-yard line. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Jags offense hasn't left since the touchdown. They're going for 2 here. He's throwing for it. And that one's caught. He's add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the 4th. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. The Rams back out on offense as we see Kyron Williams again. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. His pass caught by Nakua. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Tagovailoa. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. Wow, talk about aggressive coverage, Brock, to have somebody in position for a pick behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this quarterback is never going to take that short pass for granted again. That is usually one you do in your sleep. He's just now going to be restless in his sleep thinking about it.
The Jaguars will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. And that one's caught. Add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the 4th. Worked so well the first time. Hey, why not go right back to it? See if you can be successful again. They do, and they are.
And I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because you almost feel the confidence, right? Like if you get it the first time, you're almost playing with house money. Even if you fail, it's still 14 points. It's not really a failure. And if you get it, well, you gain even more confidence and make that opponent think that much more.
Tagovailoa back to the air after the pick. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line.
Trying again following the sack. That one complete to Njoku.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Throw on 3rd down. On a quick slant, he's got Allen. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Rams trying to do some window dressing. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Tagovailoa back to throw. Allen on the catch. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He gets this one to Nakua. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Again, it's Tagovailoa. And this is all for cosmetics as he's in for the late touchdown. The Rams making the scoreboard look a touch better. Extra point by Butker is up and good. And the Rams cut into the lead by another point. Butker on now to kick this one away. Return starts at the 3. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He lofts it deep left. Cut at the 20-yard line. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Look at the touch he put on that throw down the field. That was a masterpiece, and he was the artist behind it, laying it in the perfect spot to create the big play.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Flushed out of the puck. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Pass is cut at the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Now, they don't need points anymore, Brock, but can they resist piling on? Let's see. It's 1st and goal. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Hall, and the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Jaguars are running them out of the building. Little able to connect on the point after. And they'll continue adding to their lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Rams headed out to the field now. And they can really do what they want with these last couple of snaps afforded to them because the outcome already decided. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Go ahead.
Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Tua now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. To throw, Tagovailoa. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. The Rams are set to punt. And he's been getting all of it every time out. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. Taken at the 2. And he can't make anything happen on that return. That stopped about as deep on their own side as you can be. So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. And as we play in October, they have kept their perfect start to the season going. To the point, Brock, I think you could